Hello and welcome to Sports 360 Degree on DD India, your weekly dose of all the sporting events making headlines across the globe. The preparations for the Paris 2024 Olympics are in their final stages and excitement is taking a new momentum. From Argentina's triumph over Brazil, marred by the crowd violence, to the groundbreaking announcement of the Khelo India Para Games by the Union Sports Minister of India, we dive into the pulse of global sports. Pankaj Advani's record-extending victory in the World Billiards Championship and the global praise for the Special Olympics Bharat's exceptional work add a touch of triumph to this week's edition. Join us as we analyze, celebrate and explore the dynamic world of sports. But first up, the course we are tracking this week. With just 245 days to go to the multi-sport prestigious Paris Olympics event, the preparations are in the final stage and the athletes all geared up to show their best skills. Here is a report that tells you more.
Paris Olympics are approaching fast and the athletes are all set to showcase their best set of skills at the gala event. The preparations are also in their final stages and the excitement is taking a new momentum. Organizers of the Paris 2024 Games are as ambitious as ever about the spectacle they will deliver next summer.
So far, we are still with the same level of ambition, despite the different I would say incident, or I don't know what happened in the world over the past years with COVID and with wars and inflation and so on in France and internationally. For us, our mission is to maintain the level of ambition, to make sure that Paris, France, will be at the top level in terms of what we have the best to offer to showcase for Paris 2024.
The organizers are also keeping a check on accommodation prices so that fans and attendees do not face any last-minute accommodation-related issues.
Regarding the prices of accommodation for maybe the spectators, it's not under our control, definitely. We have to respect also the law, and we cannot have a say on what the people are ready to sell. I think this market will be regulated also and balancing in comparison of the number of requests and the offers. So there are still a lot of to be available. And I'm sure that at the moment the prices are very high, but they will probably reduce a little bit also because when we will get soon close to the games, those hotels will want to sell the rooms, and they are not selling when the prices are too high. It's the reality of every games. It's the reality of every big event. We cannot control this part.
Addressing a press conference, President of the Paris Olympics Organizing Committee also spoke on the decision taken by the IOC on the participation of Russian and Belarusian athletes.
No, we were not involved in the decision of who should be accepted to participate into the games. Personally, I think it's a good system because when the games are organized in different countries, in different continents, it's not their responsibility to decide. When they are organized in China, recently, the last games were in China. China were not able to say, okay, we accept this country, we don't accept this country. It was the same situation. It was the international federations and the IOC and the IPC. So we love the games because it's universal, and I think it's good to respect that this universality is coming with organizations such as the IOC and the IPC and the IF. So France will not be in a position to decide which country will participate in the Paris 2024 Games.
IOC said on October 12th that the Russian Olympic Committee would be banned with immediate effect after it recognized Olympic councils from the annexed Ukrainian regions of Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson and Zaporizhia A decision on whether Russian athletes will be allowed to take part in the Paris Olympics as neutral without a flag or an anthem has yet to be taken, but the IOC has repeatedly said it would not punish athletes for government decisions. The organizing committee is leaving no stone unturned to make the upcoming edition of Olympics a grand success. The prestigious multi-sport event is all set to take place in Paris this time and will run from July 26th to August 11, 2024. Sports Desk, TD India.
So preparations for the Paris Olympics are in full swings, and Paris will leave no stone unturned to make a grand event. Now shifting focus to cricket, India play Australia in the second T20 International in Thiruvananthapuram on Sunday. India are 1-0 up in the 5-match series and will look to continue the winning momentum, while Australia are likely to bring back World Cup hero Travis Head and Glenn Maxwell in the playing 11.
Just 10 matches to go ahead of the T20 World Cup next year. 4 with Australia, 3 against South Africa and 3 versus Afghanistan, and then the Indian Premier League. Which means India have to set their combination right in these 10 matches. India registered a record chase in the first game of the 5-match bilateral series against Australia. Setting off the right foot, a lot of positives to take away, but the Surya Kumar Yadav-led team will look to polish the rough edges in the bowling department and turn up strong in the next one in Thiruvananthapuram. Indian bowlers face challenges in the first game, and there may be a temptation to tinker with the bowling order. However, the management is likely to maintain the current lineup for the next match too. In the previous encounter, pacers Arshdeep Singh and Prasidh Krishna along with leg spinner Ravi Bishnoi were tonged for big ones. Mukesh Kumar, on the other hand, showcased variety and imagination in his deliveries, providing a template for the other bowlers to follow. On the batting front, India's top order featuring Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Rinku Singh and Yashasvi Jaiswal exhibited fine form against the Australian bowlers in the first game. The team will look to maintain the momentum, with Ishan Kishan aiming to reduce the number of dot balls during his innings. In the Australian camp, the century from Josh Inglis in the series opener provided a positive note. Steve Smith likely to open again along with Matthew Short. Both teams will be looking for improvements in their bowling departments, and Australia might introduce leg spinner Adam Zampa in place of Tanveer Sangha for added variety. Glenn Maxwell and Travis Head are also in the squad, and they might also be eager to be part of the 11. All in all, intriguing game is on the cards. Abhishek Mahajan's report, DD India.
So tomorrow India will play their second ODI match against Australia. Now shifting focus to football, in a Soccer World Cup qualifier match, Nicolas Otamendi scored with a towering header to give Argentina a 1-0 win over Brazil in a World Cup qualifier that was delayed by half an hour after police clashed with fans at a sold-out Maracana stadium. Brazil plunged to a third straight defeat and first ever home loss in a World Cup qualifier to stand 6th in the standing, 8 points behind leaders Argentina, and in the last spot that guarantees a berth at the 2026 finals. It was a nervy first half with 22 fouls, 3 bookings and several skirmishes as rival players frequently faced off, and the referee flashed cards in an attempt to calm the situation.
A gente tem que fazer de tudo para ganhar os jogos.
We bear the Brazil shot. We have to do everything we can to win the matches. This is being done through hard work. I think we can manage to deepen our internal relationships more and more, grow in our work and training. The results should come, but we have no guarantee that the results will come. What we can guarantee is that we will work.
The sporting rivalry between two of the most successful teams hit fever pitch after the Brazilian police charged Argentina fans in response to fighting in the stands during the national anthems. The world champions, led by captain Lionel Messi, went over to the terraces to try and calm the situation before leaving the pitch and returning to the dressing room for more than 10 minutes. The players eventually returned and the match started as local fans roared their support for their 5-time world champions.
Beyond the match, I don't know which words to use. I don't know which word because I don't want to be rude. but it's very ugly to see that happen. Whether it's an Argentinian or a Brazilian, it's very ugly, and some had family there. They didn't know if they were there. To play a match in these conditions was difficult.
Tenían familiares cercanos ahí, no sabían si estaban, si no estaban y bueno.
Meanwhile, FIFA has started a disciplinary proceedings over the crowd disturbance that caused the delay in the World Cup qualifier between Brazil and Argentina at the Maracanã Stadium. Brazil and Argentina fans started fighting during the national anthem at the Thursday's game. The incident prompted police to baton charge at the travelling contingent. The visiting world champions, led by captain Messi, went over to the terraces and tried to calm the situation before leaving the pitch for more than 10 minutes. FIFA, in a statement, said that FIFA can confirm that its disciplinary committee has opened the proceeding against the Brazilian Football Association and the Argentinian Football Association. The game started after the long delay, and Argentina won 1-0 with a 63rd minute header from defender Nicolas Otamendi. Meanwhile, Greece came from a goal down to hold France to 2-2 draw in their final Euro 2024 qualifier in the Group B, denying Didier Deschamps' side a perfect record in their qualifying campaign. Randall Kolo Muani scored just before half-time before Greece leveled in the 56th minute through Anastasios Bekastesas, and Fotis Ioannidis gave the hosts the lead 5 minutes later. Yusuf Fofana equalized for France in the 74th minute. The match had nothing at stake for either side after France, who finished with 7 wins and a draw, and the Netherlands had claimed top 2 spots to qualify for the finals, and the third place Greece had secured a place in the playoff. Les Blues were looking to end the qualifying competition with a 100% record for the first time since completing the feat ahead of the Euro 2024, having also achieved a perfect run to reach the 1992 tournament where coach Deschamps was a player. Meanwhile, Greece's Olympic rowing champion Stefanos Nokos will be first torchbearer of the Paris 2024 Olympics relay after next year's lighting ceremony in ancient Olympia. The Olympia flame will be lit in Olympia on April 16 in a traditional ceremony with an actress playing a high priestess igniting the torch using a parabolic mirror and the sun. After an 11-day relay, the flame will be handed over to Paris Games organizer in Athens on April 26 with water polo Olympic silver medalist Ioannis Fontoulis as the final torchbearer. The Paris Olympics will be held from July 26 to August 11. Meanwhile, in a great news for all Indian para-athletes, Union Sports Minister of India Anurag Singh Thakur announced the onset of the maiden Khelo India Para Games that is all set to take place in New Delhi this December. Our next report gets you all the details that you all need to know. Take a look in this report.
In a major boost to Para Games in India, the Indian government has announced first ever Khelo India Para Games that will take place in New Delhi in December this year. Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur announced the major move through a video message.
I am proud to announce that from December 10th to 17th, the first ever Khelo India Para Games will be held in various locations across New Delhi. A total of 7 sports, including para-athletics, para-shooting, para-archery and more, will be in display across 3 Sports Authority of India stadiums.
India registered a stupendous performance at the recently concluded Asian Para Games, recording their best ever performance, winning 111 medals. India's contingent also outshone in the recently concluded Asian Para Archery Championship. With a vision to enhance the performance and participation of para-athletes at international level, the announcement comes as a big shot in the arm towards the government's initiative to develop para-sports in the country. The event will further help in identifying talented para-athletes who will be aided with ample support from Sports Authority of India and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports to hone their skills.
The Khelo India scheme has remained a game changer for Indian sports. The Khelo India Games have played a pivotal role in the scheme, with total of 11 Khelo India Games held since 2018, including 5 Khelo India Youth Games, 3 Khelo India University Games and 3 Khelo India Winter Games have been successfully conducted. From these games, we have identified nearly 1,000 talented athletes, and many of them have participated in the Asian Games or Para Games or the Commonwealth to the Olympic Games. I wish all the participants of the Khelo India Para Games all the very best.
Over 1,350 participants from across 32 states and union territories, including the Services Sports Control Board, are expected to participate in the maiden Khelo India Para Games that will witness para athletes vie for honours in 7 disciplines, including para athletics, para shooting, para archery, para football, para badminton, para table tennis and para weightlifting. The events will be held across 3 size stadiums, which is the IG Stadium, Shooting Range in Tughlakabad and the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Sports Desk, DD India.
Meanwhile, Indian quiz Pankaj Advani won the IBSF World Billiards Championship title in Doha for a staggering 26th time, beating compatriot Saurabh Kothari in the final. Advani defeated Kothari with 1,000 against 416 points in a rematch of the last year's title clash in Kuala Lumpur. He had won his first world title in this competition way back in 2005, while Advani has won the long format for the 9th time. He triumphed in the point format championship on 8 occasions, besides winning the World Billiard Team Championship once. UNGA adopted Olympic truce in its latest meeting. According to the IOC, the Olympic truce dates back to the Olympic Games in Olympia in 776 BC. The idea of the truce is to halt hostilities, to allow the athletes and the spectators to have a safe passage to participate in the Games. The idea for truce was revived in 1992 and has been introduced for every edition of the Games since then. Here, a report that tells you all about the latest adoption on the truce at the UNGA.
In a latest development, United Nations General Assembly adopted the Olympic truce for Paris 2024. The resolution was formally introduced to the General Assembly on behalf of the French government by Tony Isingworth and IOC President Thomas Bach, who appealed for the adoption of this resolution.
Monsieur le Président, dans le contexte actuel de conflits et de tensions,
today we come to you with a strong message, a universal message in favor of peace. Along with the Greek tradition of the Olympic truce, I would like to express our gratitude to all the delegations that co-sponsored this resolution and express their support in close cooperation with the International Olympic Committee. It is with humility, given that event around the world, but also with deep-seated convictions that I stand before you. More than ever, sports have a role to play and can help us to take a step towards a better world. The Paris 2024 Games are ready to do their part before our prestigious institutions. It is my honor to present the resolution for a better world for sports in view of the Paralympics and Olympics Games of 2024 in Paris. Thank you.
In his address to the UNGA in New York, USA, President Park spoke of the significance of the Olympic truce at a time when the world is facing so much confrontation, division and polarization.
I cannot remember a time when the world was facing so much confrontation, division and polarization. Despite the urgent need for global cooperation, our world is fragmenting. The scourge of war and violence is growing. Political, social and economic divisions are gaining more and more ground over solidarity and shared values. In this fragile world, this Olympic truce resolution is more relevant than ever. In these difficult times, this resolution is our opportunity to send an unequivocal signal to the world. Yes, we can come together, even in times of wars and crises. Yes, we can join hands and work together for a better future.
After noting that the title of the resolution called Building a Peaceful and Better World Through Sport and the Olympic Deal, the United Nations and IOC's joint response to the challenges of turbulent times, the truce was agreed by an overwhelming majority of 118 votes in favour, with 2 abstentions and no votes against. Sports Desk, DD India.
Meanwhile, Indian para-archers created history at the Para Asian Archery Championship in Thailand, bagging a total number of 9 medals. India's para-archery contingent bagged 4 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze medal at the prestigious event. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian para-archery team for the best ever performance. He posted on X, and I quote, "A historic triumph at the Para-Asian Archery Championship in Bangkok. Congratulations to the phenomenal Indian para-archery team for their splendid performance, etching their names in the history books. The contingent shines bright with their best ever performance at the championship with a total of 9 medals, including 4 gold medals as well. Compliments to each and every athlete for their contribution. May they keep making us proud always." In a triumph for inclusion empowerment, Special Olympic Bharat is receiving international acclaim for its outstanding efforts in providing sports training and competition for the individuals with intellectual disabilities in India. Under the dedicated leadership of SO Bharat President Dr. Mallika Nadda, the organization champions the belief in sports as a catalyst for the community unity and individual growth. More in this exclusive report.
Special Olympic Bharat is winning global applause for its fantastic work in providing sports training and competitions for individuals with intellectual disabilities in India. Led by Special Olympic Bharat President Dr. Mallika Nadda, the organization believes strongly in the power of sports to unite communities and create opportunities for growth. SO Bharat President Dr. Mallika Nadda's dedication to the cause is evident in the strides made by Special Olympic Bharat. Through year-round sports training and competitions, the organization is not just promoting physical well-being but also championing the rights and potential of individuals with intellectual disabilities. Chairman of Special Olympic International, Timothy Shriver, and Chief Executive of Special Olympic International, Mary Davis, have showered praise on the organization for its exceptional work.
Hello and congratulations, Special Olympics Bharat. My name is Timothy Shriver and I'm deeply honored to be the chair of Special Olympics International, but even more honored to be joining the entire worldwide community in thanking and congratulating you on achieving this enormously important milestone of excellence. I dare say nothing could be more important than working hard so that we educate a generation of young people to grow and develop with the inclusive attitudes and inclusive mindsets that will allow them to create the inclusive world we so desperately need and want.
I'm Mary Davis, the Chief Executive of Special Olympics International. You have built schools of inclusion where every student is accepted, respected, and welcomed and included. And as an educator myself, there is no better way to teach things like empathy, courageous action, respect, universal dignity, than through the power of play and through the power of sport. You have done that in such an admirable way through the Unified Champion Schools program. And I want to commend you for achieving this distinction in your country.
The acknowledgement from the global leadership of Special Olympic International highlights the organization's role in creating a positive and transformative environment for athletes. As Special Olympic Bharat continues its mission to create a more inclusive society through sports, the global recognition received from Timothy Shriver and the Chief Executive of Special Olympic International serves as a testament to the organization's impactful contribution in shaping a brighter future for those with intellectual disabilities in India. Narayan Singh Sport for DD India.
So that's all in this edition of Sports 360 Degree. We hope you enjoyed the highlights and analysis of the latest sporting events. So make sure to tune in again next week for more exciting action from the world of sports. Until then, stay healthy and keep cheering your favorite teams. Namaskar.